Yes, you might have seen that there has been a massive price surge for a lot of high-end items, including M4s, high-end knives, even cases and gloves. And you might be questioning, do I cash out? Well, today we'll have a quick chat about, yeah, should you cash out? And also kind of what's going on causing this price surge. So, obviously, if you frequent Reddit, like I do from time to time, you might have noticed a lot of threads. You might have gone on CS Float or another site and seen, what the hell? What? All these skins are just skyrocketing in price. Well, what's happening? No one exactly knows. Most likely it's China. If we go on the CSGO market forum like we are right now, we can see that there's people, and we've been seeing this for the last 3 to 4 weeks, of Chinese accounts just hoarding items. So this is a screenshot from someone's account, and look at all the items they are hoarding themselves. Look at those slingshots, 42. And I believe it was the slingshots that were the first items to be hoarded by China in this kind of price surge about 3-4 weeks ago. And we just get more screenshot proof. We're getting more proof. So most likely China. It could be a multifaceted factor. But it is a massive China pump. It's a massive pump in CS skin economy. So yeah, you might be questioning, do I sell? Personally, I know what I would do, but I can't answer for you. But I can kind of give you some direction on what you should do. So, as you can see here, 3 days ago, the M4A1 skins Hot Rod Blue Phosphor, they surged in price. I had a Blue Phosphor. I did sell. I bought the skin about 2 to 3 weeks ago for 900 Australian. It surged up to about 1400 Australian. I sold it. I took my profit. Currently, it is with sold listings. It's still maintaining at what I sold it as, so it looks like I made a decent decision. Could it surge higher? Could it go lower? Well, we'll have a look at that a bit later. But for me, I made a decision that I had a sell date, or a price that I would sell the item at regardless. And to me, that was about $300 profit. I did make a little bit more than that because, well, it's a surge in price. That went up like 30-40%. That's a crazy return of interest overnight. And for something like that, with my risk tolerance, I'm going to sell. Now, I can't tell you if you should sell your items or not, but if you need the money for something coming up and you've had a significant price increase for an item you're holding, especially when it's unknown if this price is going to dip in the next couple of days to couple of weeks, you maybe should consider selling. You should have an exit strategy. Now, what should your exit strategy be? You have to determine that for yourself. Maybe type into an AI chatbot, what's a good exit strategy for investments, for items like skins, and kind of just do some research. Personally, I have an exit strategy for my knife that has gone up considerably. I could have sold it by now for the price I was initially going to sell it at, but I am kind of taking a gamble because it's gone up significantly. But I'm also happy for that item to drop in price and not make as much return. But that's my exit strategy, you know? I'm taking more risk on that. But the question is, do you want to take that risk? Would you feel bad? Can you psychologically handle making or not making as much money as if you cashed out before? If you're holding a lot of items, so let's just say, for example, the glove case. Look, it's just hit $30 US on the Steam market. That is ridiculous. That shit was like 12 Australian a month ago, 2 months ago. Personally, if I had a bulk amount of a singular item like cases, if I don't want to sell them all, I would sell a handful to kind of take some profit to protect myself. And then if I want to hold some more, yeah, you can. Because you can't predict what's going to happen, you know? So that's what I would personally do. But you might not. You might be like, you know what? I'm holding these cases for 2-3 years and it'll be what it'll be. That's cool. If that's what your strategy is, stick to that. The number one thing to do whilst you're investing is to act and think logically, not emotionally. And it is really hard to not think and act emotionally when we're talking about items and we get a bit greedy. You know, so when you are in a logical place in your brain when you're using your frontal lobe, make some decisions on your items of where and when would you sell these items, and where and when would you buy these items. You know, this CS economy is not regulated. The only person who regulates it is Valve, and Valve graciously allow us to trade items through other websites from peer to peer, and they haven't shut that down. All the while, Valve aren't getting any money from any of this. So we really are at the mercy of Valve, and that's another risk. You know, so I'm personally someone that likes to take profits. I quite often, my inventory is always cycling through skins because I'm always taking profits when I can. That's the way I do it. And if you go on Reddit, everyone's speculating, oh, is it going to be $40, $50? No one knows. And yeah, as we've seen with some screenshot proof, it does appear that China is manipulating, hoarding the items. Why are they doing this? Well, there's some renting skin situation going on in China right now. I don't know much about it. I've read a couple of little things where people believe skins might dump in price in the next next 2 days, on the 6th of May. Is that true? I don't know. Are lots of people around the world, and including in China, buying a lot of items to get out of normal investment markets and getting into the CS economy? Even though the CS economy is worth a couple of $1 billion or whatever it's worth, that's really not that much money compared to traditional investments. And if anyone's coming into this economy with that level of money, it's very easy to manipulate the market and buy up a lot of stock. There's a finite amount of resources here. And who's to say? These people might hoard all these items and sit on them for several years because they're just not like really obtainable, especially if they come from something like the glove case, which is now $30 US, you know. Who's to say? Equally, they could dump it next week. They might just take the profits that has run up like 200% or whatever it's gone up, and they might just dump it and take 50% profit or whatever, because that's still a lot of money they're making. No one knows. So have an exit strategy of whether or not you should sell or not. China's pumping. We don't know what China's going to do. Hell, we don't even know what the Chinese government's going to do. The Chinese government could come in and crack down on people having online items that have a value. The Chinese government could crack down on that themselves. There's a lot of variables in this, so you got to do some research. Make sure you are only having money in your CS inventory that you are happy to lose, and that if you do have an item you want to make money off, have an exit strategy. If you're happy with being a play skin and going to $0, cool. Don't worry about any of this video. Go away. You don't need to be here. Go play the game. But if you have items worth of value that you do want to sell for money, do some research, have an exit strategy. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, what's going on. I personally think, like I've said in the video, it is China. Oh, the evidence is all pointing there. It could be other factors. Personally, I have an exit strategy for all my items. I only have one good item in my inventory right now, and that's my knife, because everything else I've sold. Because I had my exit strategy, and yeah, I probably will buy in at some point. I don't know when. But you've also got real life. I've got real life expenses, everything. You might as well. Just make sure you're being safe when you invest and you're doing research and you're not trusting random idiots on Reddit for what they're saying here. You can kind of follow what people on Reddit and online say with like a pinch of salt. You know, kind of see what the sentiment of the market is with what's going on, but don't trust what anyone here says, you know. So do your own research, make sure you have an exit strategy, and yeah, just like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.